Hi again, Doug here from X-Frames FPV, and today we're going to do just a little bit of updating you with what's going on with some of the builds. So, both of these I did a build out video for you as far as spec'd them out and what we're going to be doing, but that was a while ago, and I've had some questions. Well, where is the Hyperlite? Where is the RR5 with the KISS components? And so I want to kind of give you an idea of what was going on and why we've been delayed. So let's first go to the Hyperlite here. And this is a beauty for sure. This one's really done. So this is a Hyperlite that we built with KISS electronics as far as flight controller and ESCs. These are the 24 amp Race Editions. And then we went with the Hyperlite. These are the team editions. These are the 2206 2450 kV, and that's just a really great motor. kV kind of sits in that sweet spot, gives you a little more power than the 2300, but not quite the battery consumption that you get with the 2600. So I really like that. This is a pretty standard, pretty simple build, but we are held up by a receiver, believe it or not. Everything is done. We've even got the wire for the receiver to come out. This gentleman is here in California, and he absolutely loves the Hobby King Evolution radio, which I don't blame him. That is an absolutely amazing radio, in my opinion. It's not the end-all, be-all of everything, but it really just has a really good feel to it. But right now, the receivers are a little bit hard to get. And so, excuse me. And so we're going to go ahead and just kind of hold off on this while the receivers are inbound. I've already ordered some. He ordered some as well so that he doesn't have this issue again, because I know he's jonesing to get this thing up and flying. But that's where we're at with this one. Some really nice 3D printed parts here. He wanted it to be really, kind of blinged out, and this one absolutely is. But, like I said, KISS flight controller, and, the KISS, there's no need with the KISS flight controller for any other OSD system on it, because the KISS flight controller has OSD. And so this is just a simple PDB. This one does have the built-in buzzer for it. And then the VTX and the KISS flight controller. For camera, we went just with a standard 600 TVL camera from Pyro Drone. And we're excited to get this one going, and I know he's excited to fly it. The poor guy's, he made the decision to go with this radio, and it was a good decision, but neither him or I perceived the issue with getting receivers. So we got some on the way, and this one will be up and flying. We'll get her all tuned in and dialed in and do a kind of a completed build video on it, hopefully with some, now that I have Ray in the shop, I can do some more flight time videos that kind of show it flying and kind of get an idea of what it can do. So that's where we're at with the Hyperlite. This is for my customer. Let's go ahead and move in a little bit closer, because we don't need to be pulled out quite so far. This is for my customer in Texas. I don't know how many he has quite a few of my builds, and we decided, let's do a completely kissed out RR5, and just so that, he wanted to get an idea of what, at least the perceived best components that you can put in a build. And so we did that, and we got everything pretty much built, and you can see it's kind of in disarray. This strap is just to hold the camera in while we're doing some work on it. But we got it all pretty well built, and this ESC would not go into we basically, when you power a KISS ESC, when you power it up, it goes through a quick internal cycle just to make sure that it's getting the proper signals from the flight controller. And we never got that with this one. And a lot of times that can be the ESC that just not working. And so we contacted the RotorRiot store, and I'm telling you, those guys are amazing. Just instantly, within like 3 days, I had a new ESC on my door. Well, that didn't happen to be the problem. So they're sending me out a new flight controller, because that's the only other thing in the progression of, you got to kind of track problems. If I don't know what the problem is, this could have been either a flight controller or an ESC. I'm going to go to the ESC first because that's the cheaper of the two, and that wasn't the problem. So it's somewhere in this flight controller. It's just not sending the proper signal to the ESC. We tried reflashing. We did everything that we can from a firmware standpoint to get this one working, and it just wouldn't. So we're going to replace that flight controller. I don't have any doubt that that's going to be the problem, and get this one flying. Again, this one is KISS, so it does not need OSD. So we've got a standard Pyro Drone 600 TVL camera in there with a 2.5 lens. Actually, no, that's a 1.8 lens in there. X4R receiver, because he does have an FrSky. We went with the Lumenier. These are the RX2206, the 2350 kV. This is basically, for lack of a better term, this is a steel build, because this has all the components that he I know he has his own motors now, but before that, this is what he has ran for quite a while. I don't want to say years and years and years, because you can't, because this industry is so new, right? It's so exciting. So we wanted to build something that we could get the best tune on as possible, and so that's why we built this one, and that's where we're at with it, waiting for a KISS flight controller to come in from RotorRiot. And again, when I emailed them, I was a little skeptical, because I'm sending them a second email asking for a second component, and they had no problem. I'm telling you, these guys are amazing over there, and so I really appreciate that. So, guys, I appreciate you. I appreciate the time that you take watching my videos. I appreciate the response I get from you, and I just love doing this and love the community that we're building here. So you can check out my website if you have components that you need to be put together and built, I can do that for you. If you want a build that you want me to completely spec out, I can do that for you as well. And so you can check out my website at xframesfpv.com. That's xframesfpv.com. And I hope you get a chance to fly.